Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Spider-Woman issue number 9. This is supposed to be the penultimate issue before Spider-Woman apparently dies? That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing that Jess is going to die in the next issue. It just looks like it. Like she just wrecked her body. There's nothing left. She has no friends left. And this book is really pushing that. Let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll go into it from there. Carla Pacheco doing the writing, Perry Perez doing the art, Frank D'Armata doing the colors, and VC's Travis Lanham doing the letters. Jung Gun Yoon does the cover, and there's a variant cover by Rose Besh. I don't think I've ever heard of Rose Besh before, but welcome. Welcome. Anthony Gambino is the production designer. So anyway, this comic book starts out with a really interesting nightmare scene. Perez is just a freaking psychopath when it comes to drawing some of this stuff. I also want to point out, look, man, there's going to be some people who are going to say, are going to want to try and call me sexist or something. That's cute. You see that scene when oh, what the heck is her name here? The evil chick, Octavia. When Octavia's daughter is leaning forward, lunging with the sword, when Octavia is jumping over top of her, like that butt scene. Look, I'm a connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a voyeur. That's a little different. Ew. But I'm a connoisseur. I see a butt and I'm just like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, you know, quick little judge. You know. That's a nice butt. That's a nice butt. Also, having that in a book with Jessica Drew, who is poisonous, kind of reminds me of a Belle Biv DeVoe song. You know, never trust a big butt and a smile. Yeah, that one. Poison. Anyway, um, this was this was interesting. There's a problem that I had later on in the book, but I'm going to get to that after. I think by now the previews have gone away. So if the previews gone away, I don't know what the preview pages are yet because I haven't gotten the preview pages yet. But anyway, that was the butt scene I was talking about. Um, I'm a feminist. Butts are allowed to be drawn. Deal with it. This, God, when you get to pages like this is one of those ones where Perry Perez is like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being overshadowed by other people. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. And I see this and I'm just like, I'm not in a position to argue. Like, the dude is just amazing. And then just scenes like this that are just magnificent, you know? And then Diarmata comes in. He's just like, hey, don't forget me. Look at my colors. I should have been a makeup artist. And yeah, but if you were, then you wouldn't have been a comic book colorist, and then we would have all been at a loss, right? We'll respect you more here, as opposed to working in a freaking kiosk in a mall, for Christ's sake. This, God, these guys are just amazing in this book, you know? High Evolutionary, see my man's come back. Um, Something happens at the end in regards to the High Evolutionary. I don't necessarily see that happening. I'm not going to spoil it. Maybe you already know what I'm talking about. Even if you haven't read the book yet, you should have read the book. I just don't see that happening. But whatever, whatever. I'm not actually writing the comic books. All things being what they are, though, this was kind of a horrific take on the Stepford wives. You know, um, you get to see Octavia as being a higher level of villain. With this particular story, and I'm not talking this issue, I'm talking about this story, this 10 issue run by Pacheco. I think that she's really moving um, Octavia into a higher level of, like, she's putting her on the map a little bit as far as what a villain can be. It's probably going to take Pacheco or somebody else who's just as inventive saying, you know what? Let's use Octavia again before we can actually say Jess now has a major enemy. Because just the blanket face of Hydra isn't enough, you know? She needs to have a single enemy. Before that, I used to just say it was the Brothers Grimm, you know? Um, because I never really seen anybody else as coming close to being her main enemy. As far as, and that was, you know, a very short period of time, right? Anyway, as far as this is concerned, seeing Octavia and the things that she's capable of doing, the lengths that she's willing to go, because she goes to some ridiculous lengths here, and she definitely plots and plans a lot in this book also. it really made me start respecting the character more. Oh, I hate her guts because she's a baddie, but I respect the character more, what it's able to bring. How do you know a hero except through their villains? And that's probably, unfortunately, one of the reasons why Jessica Drew simply isn't a big time hero. It's not because she's a girl, it's not because of this, that, or the other thing. No, it's because who are her villains? You know? We know Spider Man because of his villains. We know Batman because of that incredible rogues gallery. The Flash, even. If you like The Flash even a little bit, it's because you know that he's got one of the best rogues galleries out there. Superman 2. All I'm not talking about the director's cut. I'm talking about in general, like Superman also, right? Our favorite heroes, we know them because of their villains and the reflections that they are on them, the analogs that they are on them, on the heroes and their interactions and the way that each individual hero has to be, or excuse me, the way that each individual villain has to be beaten each time, right? Stegron is going to wind up becoming a big thing here, which, yay, more villains piled onto the list of Jessica Drew's Rogues Gallery. That's how you wind up making Jessica Drew a bigger name, you know? And I don't think that anybody's more qualified to do that than Pacheco and this art team because hell's to the yes. It's funny how you could take such an innocuous character, like a who cares character, like Octavia, who I even had to go back and look at her freaking name in this, right? And we could say this is a worthy villain. It's not always about this, that, or the other thing. It's just as simple as can the villain actually have some relation to the hero, have something to do with the hero? Can it actually be a thing where it's like you're the right hero to defeat this villain? You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man and Iron Fist and all these other guys against Sabretooth. Sabretooth looks like a punk. I don't want Sabretooth to ever fight anybody else. I want Sabretooth to only fight Wolverine for the most part. Because damn it, when these two go at it with each other, it's an amazing fight every single time, right? Wolverine number 10, anyone from volume 2? Yeah, exactly. X-Men Classics Wolverine, yeah, X-Men Classics, Happy Birthday Bub. Wolverine gets his throat torn out every year. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Wow. Like, a villain could just really make a hero. And that's exactly what Carla Pacheco is doing here. And I love it. I'm going to start rambling on this a lot, so I'm going to try and shorten this down. And I'm just going to go straight to the letters column. Like, no questions were answered in this. If you check out my interview with Carla Pacheco that I just did a couple weeks ago, she's hysterical and Thunderdome champion. And she talks about how she wasn't getting paid for the letters column, and everybody else was like, "We don't get paid for it. That's why we don't do it." So I think this is basically her way of handling everything. She's trying to build a dollhouse during this, and like it's a great. She's telling another story in all of this, and it's wonderful to see. Like this is imaginative. So it's a way of basically saying, "Oh yeah, here, let me answer the no 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 no." I'm trying to do my bookshelf in the dollhouse and the light up lamp and the stuff like that, and folding all these pages and whatnot. It's hysterical, you know. Maybe it's a way of her telling her editor, "I don't want to do this anymore." Maybe, maybe this is finally she had her significant other. I'm not going to say what his name is. Go and check out the review, the interview that I did to know what his name is. But yeah, yeah. Maybe this is finally him because I made the suggestion. Maybe this is him doing it. I don't know. Anyway, this was a good issue for a penultimate issue that is supposed to build the climax a lot. It's funny that that's not really what happened here, even though there's definitely an attempt. That's certainly not what actually drove this comic book. For me, it's the idea that Octavia was actually established as someone who could be a mainstream villain, could be one of those rogues gallery villains, a main somebody for our hero, our protagonist, our Jess, to fight. The recurring villain that actually means something, that matters, that has a history, some kind of association with the hero. Yeah, this is how you do it. And that's what actually impressed me more than anything else, climax or otherwise, big build or otherwise. I can almost not care because it pales in the shadow of giving Jess an actual enemy to face, is what it is. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Make sure you check out this comic book. Next issue should be the final issue. I have it on good authority. Go listen to go actually watch the freaking interview. I have it on good authority. The book will continue with a new series. So anyway, that's that. Guys, I will talk to all of you later. Like the video and watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.